But I just never really felt like I fit in anywhere as I was growing up. I could just never find my niche, I guess. And then once I hit 6th grade, I got in with some kids, and marijuana was the big thing, and I started getting high, and I found myself, like, when I got high for the first time, it was easier for me to open up to people, easier for me to unwind, and I just felt like part of the crowd. But life before that was good. I had 2 parents that loved me and you know, were there for me, and just fishing with my dad and you know, bike riding and spending time with my mom in the kitchen teaching me how to cook. You know, we were around the older kids, so of course I'd always seen them drinking in the woods and smoking weed and stuff, but it wasn't like I ever just, you know, thought about it. When I got to 6th grade, everybody was trying it, and then, you know, I tried it. It triggers something in my brain. I wasn't like peer pressured into doing drugs or anything like that. Nobody forced me to try it. So, you know, everybody was riding together and the older kids were getting high, and just, you know, I wanted to try it. So I tried it and I liked it. I had plenty of friends that said no, and as I got into junior high, by 9th grade, a lot of people that I was close with from kindergarten up, we split, because I was doing my thing and they were doing their thing. We were at the bonfire party and I outdrank everybody. I outlasted everybody. I was the last one up at 7:30 in the morning, still drinking keg beer and doing coke, and I sat there and I thought, you know, something ain't right here. But at the same point, I didn't care because I felt good. I think I was scared to probably stop because I don't think I felt like I wouldn't have had any friends. I felt trapped in myself instead of really taking a look at the whole picture, and I never asked anybody for help. June 14, 2008, I went to a big party back on the mountain. By this time, I was selling cocaine and I was doing probably $500 to $700 a week in powder. And I went to this party and I drank all night long, and I had planned to go to work. I was so ingrained with I would never get caught for anything because I always got away with everything. So I had such an invincible thought in my head that, you know, I drive drunk every day. There's nothing different. I don't remember leaving. From what I understand, somebody tried to take my keys and I smashed them in the face, and I took my keys back, and then someone else took my keys, and I went to get my keys back from him, and I put my hand through my car window, and they finally just gave me my keys and I left. The next thing I remember is waking up with tubes stuck through my body and my leg in some kind of metal traction with pins going through it, and my wife telling me that I hit and killed a 31-year-old mother of 3 and critically injured her son. My selfishness always affected other people, I think, but I took somebody's life. I went to my first AA meeting, and it was a speaker meeting, and I sat there and I listened to the person tell his story, and this person told my story, and everybody that shared in that meeting told my story, and it was the first time that I truly felt like I belonged. I learned through recovery that I always thought, you know, somebody died, you medicated yourself, but in retrospect, the next day he's still going to be dead. Something bad happened in your life, you had a bad day at work, you're going to always have bad days at work, so I used that as a crutch instead of just dealing with life. And it was hard, and it's still hard to this day. I think about her every single day. There's not a day that goes by that I do not think about her and what I've done. You know, it hurts. It hurts. Some people drink and get high all their lives and never get caught. Other people drink and get high one time and get caught. And then some people don't live long enough to get caught. You know, it's not worth it. Having to learn to deal with life on life terms is what you got to do. You know, and if you are struggling with it, I would suggest going to rehab. I would suggest getting into programs, AA, NA. There's plenty of groups out there with a lot of good people that are just like you. You know, that's what I would suggest.